Beside him on front row. Row 2 is Patrick McKenna and David Grady.
So the red light goes on and goes off very, very quickly. Who's going to get the better of the starts from the two front row men? It looks like Rob Barrable. Peter Dempsey tucking into his slipstream and taking Patrick McKenna with him. So as you were pretty much from the grid, first down to third as the rest of them filter their way through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. They're all safely through, but look at this, Peter Dempsey already in the lead then in the yellow and black Ray. Didn't take him very long, did it? And he's taken Patrick McKenna with him into second position. So Rob Barrable did not get a good run by the looks of things through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time and up towards Druids, and as they take the left-hander through Graham Hill Bend, Peter Dempsey looks to be in charge.
So it does. This is the first lap of 20 for this Formula Ford 1600 Festival semi-final on the Sunday morning here at Brands Hatch. Good battle going on here down the order. This is for 5th and 6th positions. That's between Dave Collier and James Cole. Cole from the Northwest Formula Ford Championship. Dave Collier having one of his occasional races. The Irish driver was here at the festival a couple of years ago as well. But at the end of lap 1, it is Peter Dempsey leading, Patrick McKenna second. In third place it's Rob Barrable. David Grady there in 4th, driver from the Midlands and South Championship, in which he finished second this year. Then it's Dave Collier and James Cole for the moment completing the top 6.
Up towards Druids then for the second time. There is David Grady, and the battle continuing on then between Dave Collier and James Cole. The Cole number 0 car, quite an unusual number to run, but he's run with that all year throughout the Northwest Championship. And making the trip down to Brands Hatch and pretty much sticking with the pace of the front runners, staying in that little group of 6 cars at the head of the field. And we see this battle for 7th, 8th and 9th, which involves Simon Kinsey, Gaius Ginn and David Quinn. They're working their way through the last corner of the track, clearways, and on towards the start-finish straight. Still Dempsey in charge, McKenna second position, and still Barrable third. So pretty much as you were, the Collier-Cole battle continues on, and Cole might have an advantage this time on their way up to Druids.
We'll keep an eye on that battle, because that looked to be a battle of the race. The top 4 possibly a little bit spread out at the minute, and indeed it was side by side there, but Cole was on the outside line, and so Dave Collier held on. But now Cole trying to get his car up the inside at Graham Hill Bend, but Collier moves across to defend, so the Irish driver being fairly robust in his defence, but so far it's all good, clean fun, because no damage done to either car, and James Cole tucking into 6th position there. Of course, he was the champion in Club Formula Ford Northwest this year in the post-1989 class, and also Class A for the post-1995 cars as well. The 19-year-old student going very well here this weekend as well, although he would have liked to have been a little bit closer to the front of the field, you would think. Collier, who's not done a lot of racing in the last couple of seasons, here he is being run by Cliff Dempsey, who's running several of the Irish drivers, including Cliff's son, Peter Dempsey. Very much an Irish invasion here at Brands Hatch this weekend, as has become traditional with the Irish drivers, who have their own thriving Formula Ford 1600 Championship based at Montallo Park, but also Kirkistan and Anglesey this year. Well, they always come over to support the big events in the UK in very good numbers indeed. Here's Cole again, having a look at Surtees this time, and he goes through ahead of Dave Collier, and that's a very good move. It's an unusual place to complete a pass around the Brands Hatch Indy circuit, but James Cole's done it. He got a better run out of Graham Hill Bend, and he's gone through now into 5th place ahead of Dave Collier.
Yeah, more of a case of out-positioning Collier really, rather than having outright pace, but that's all you've got to do really, just shift your opponent to the wrong line on the approach to Surtees, and it's a good move in the end. Now we'll see whether James Cole has got the pace to start to bridge the gap between 6th position and 4th. He lies in 5th at the moment. Here's Peter Dempsey though, still leading the way, and if anything stretching his legs from Patrick McKenna, who still sits in 3rd position. Back to this battle for 7th, and it still involves Kinsey, Ginn and Quinn. Rob Whelan, by the looks of things, no, it's Nigel Thompson, I beg your pardon, with the red nose, latching himself on the back of this battle. Chris Chisnell is there as well in the green and white car, number 61. So a group of 5 cars now fighting it out for essentially 7th position, making their way around the Druids hairpin.
And a reminder that the top 12 cars will go directly through to the final. The remainder will go into a last chance race to contest the final 4 places on the grid for the main race of the weekend. Here's this 5th place battle once more, Cole against Collier. Collier trying to come back at the teenage driver who has aspirations on a career in single-seater racing. Collier, well, he's had plenty of years under his belt, although as we've said he's not done much racing recently. Round the right-hander at Paddock Hill Bend they go, with Collier trying to mount an attack as they climb up the hill towards Druids once more, the hairpin. right-hander of course. But no change of order there, as Cole just able to take his normal racing line really, and Collier not yet able to find a way through. Oh, and someone going off the circuit there. That's one of the Swifts, is that, and that looks like it is Sean Morrison, is it, that's gone off? Yes, it is, down there at Surtees and well, into Clearways nearly there. But here comes Peter Dempsey leading the way, the driver who is very familiar and very fast around here at Brands Hatch. He was of course the champion in the Motorsport Vision Championship, based primarily here at Brands Hatch in 2005. In that season he won 30 plus races, I think. He was also the champion in Northern Ireland Formula Ford 1600. What's going on here? Well, Patrick McKenna looks as if he's come back into third position here, so he must have fallen back behind certainly David Grady there, who was in fourth position and now is in fourth position once more. But Patrick McKenna of course was up in second place, but we didn't see what happened to him.
No, but this battle that we're left with is quite an intense one, it looks like, and Grady possibly sniffing a chance to finish on the podium in this first semi-final for the Kent Engine cars. So on the approach to Surtees once again, and then coming through into Clearways. Grady won't have a shout at the position just yet, but might have a chance once again to possibly outmanoeuvre McKenna rather than outpace as they go back onto the start-finish straight. Peter Dempsey well and truly out front, and it's going to take some stopping, I would have thought, with well, the latter stages now we're going into. Cole and Collier still fighting it out. It's still the zero car just ahead of Dave Collier, but James Cole hasn't really managed to stretch his legs, having made that good move, and once again under pressure into Druids, nose to tail as they go through that right-hander. And back to this battle again, still McKenna ahead of Grady.
Patrick McKenna, who's done his driving in the Irish Formula Ford 1600 Championship this year, taking part in his first Formula Ford Festival. James Cole was here last season, but at that point in his career he was much less experienced than he is now. And Dave Collier has been here before, as well as we say. Collier being run by Cliff Dempsey Racing, and James Cole being run by John LaBelle's Medina Sport team. Into Paddock Hill Bend once more then. Cole still maintaining that lead, and we've seen it's very difficult to pass around here at Brands Hatch. It is possible to defend your position if you're in evenly matched cars. Passing can be quite tricky. Very easy though to slip through and run very close to your opponent though. Here comes Peter Dempsey, looks like he's just lapped the Miles Griffiths Van Diemen RF at 88, much further down the order, but Dempsey looking in pretty imperious form. He's well clear now of Rob Barrable, who moved back into second position as a result of what must have been a moment for Patrick McKenna. Just seeing the red and yellow slippery surface flag being shown there, and right on cue, it looked like Peter Dempsey did get a bit of a slide on there through Paddock Hill Bend, but he slid gracefully through the corner, kept it pointing in exactly the right direction at all times, and went up into Druids with no problem. And there on the grass is Dave Collier, trying to get a place away from James Cole. Ambitious certainly, but it didn't pay off.
No, not quite brave stuff though, as you say, Ian. On the approach to Paddock Hill Bend, it's a scary corner at the best of times, but when you take half the car over the grass, then it's really not the best way to approach the corner. We've not really mentioned Rob Barrable, but as you say, he's found his way into second place, possibly after a mistake from Patrick McKenna. Another car run by the Cliff Dempsey Racing outfit, but we're on the final lap here, and Peter Dempsey, clenching his fist already, has the checkered flag in sight, and he will take the first semi-final win in the Kent Engine cars. Fairly convincing stuff.
Yes, it certainly was a dominant drive, made easy by, I think, a mistake or something from Rob Barrable in the early stages, and Patrick McKenna's demise. Here's the battle going on further down the order. It involves Simon Kinsey, who's also doing the ZTEC Festival this weekend as well. Guy Skin and Chris Chisnell is there as well. It's going to be a grandstand finish between the three of them, and they are going here for 7th position, and they're almost going to go across the line 3 abreast, but Simon Kinsey just gets it in the Van Diemen RF91 ahead of Guy Skin and Chris Chisnell. We might have expected better from him, because he has a fair bit of experience now in Formula 4. The results though show that Peter Dempsey took a 3.5 second win from Robert Barrable. Patrick McKenna was 3rd, David Grady 4th. James Cole did prevail over Dave Collier in 6th, and then 7th, 8th and 9th were Kinsey, Ginn and Chisnell, with Nigel Thompson completing the top 10. Fastest lap and a new lap record as well went to the race winner, Peter Dempsey. OK, Peter, pretty controlled race once you get out on front on the first lap.
Yeah, I was lucky enough the boys didn't get a great first lap and Rob's mask switch came off at the bottom of the paddock. That's how I got the lead. But no, once I got in front I was happy enough. The car was handling nearly perfect. You'll have her sorted for the final. Just made a slight mistake coming to paddock one lap, ran through the gravel, but I was lucky enough I had a good enough lead to hang on to the lead. But no, happy enough now. Just a slight problem again in the gearbox, just trying to catch fourth gear. I missed it twice in the main straight, but we'll just check everything over and hopefully be okay for the final this afternoon.
Yeah, that probably wasn't quite the race you're expecting though, really. It's very quiet.
Yeah, strange for Kent because everyone's been ranting and raving all week about which driver's going to win it, but I think hopefully everyone's saving themselves for the final and it's going to be a tight final.
And this festival is a very important event for you to win, isn't it, after some disappointment in the previous years?
Yeah, since the first year I came here, I've led every year. Second year I only led for about 2 metres into paddock, but this year I'm hopefully going to make amends for it and get the right result.